Why is throwing water on burning oil so dangerous? Imagine this scene. A pan catches fire in your kitchen. The flame is still small. You grab a glass of water. You throw it onto the pan. And in less than a second, a massive fireball explodes right in front of you. This is not an exaggeration. It happens in real life. And the most alarming part? Many people think they're doing the right thing. Today, I'm going to show you why throwing water on burning oil can turn a small incident into a major fire in seconds. Let's understand what is really happening inside that pan. It all starts with oil heating up. Cooking oil can easily exceed 300 degrees Celsius. That's over 570 degrees Fahrenheit. When it reaches a temperature called the ignition point, it can catch fire on its own. No match, no lighter, just heat. You look at the pan and see flames rising. Your instinct says, fire is put out with water. And this is where the danger begins. First important point, water and oil do not mix. Water is heavier than oil. So when you throw water into a pan of burning oil, it doesn't stay on top trying to put the fire out. It sinks. Now imagine what's happening inside. The oil is extremely hot, much hotter than the boiling point of water. When the water sinks and touches the superheated bottom of the pan, something dramatic happens. It instantly turns into steam. Not slowly, not gradually, instantly. And here's the critical part. When water turns into steam, it expands massively. A small amount of liquid water becomes a much larger volume of steam in a fraction of a second. And that expansion needs space, so it moves upward. But what's sitting above it? Burning oil. The steam rises violently and blasts the oil upward in tiny droplets. Now imagine thousands of burning oil droplets being thrown into the air at once. That's what creates the fireball. It's not the water exploding, it's the oil being violently sprayed and dispersed by the expanding steam. And those burning droplets can hit cabinets, ceilings, curtains, or anything flammable nearby. What was once a small contained fire inside a pan suddenly spreads across the entire kitchen, all in less than 2 seconds. That's why those videos of water thrown on burning oil look so terrifying. It's not a myth, it's physics. Now, here's the most important part. What should you do instead? First, stay calm. If it is safe to do so, turn off the heat source. Stopping the heat prevents the situation from getting worse. Second, smother the fire. Fire needs 3 elements to continue burning: fuel, heat, and oxygen. Remove the oxygen and the fire goes out. Placing a metal lid over the pan works because it cuts off the oxygen supply. But pay attention, never throw water. Never carry the burning pan across the room, and never throw a dry cloth over it. It can ignite too. Now let's talk about the correct equipment. There is a specific type of fire extinguisher designed for cooking oil and grease fires. It's called a Class K fire extinguisher. This extinguisher is specially developed for kitchen fires, especially in commercial settings where large amounts of hot oil are used. Unlike water, the agent inside a Class K extinguisher does not cause a violent reaction. Instead, it interacts with the hot oil and forms a thick layer on the surface. This layer helps cool the oil and creates a barrier between the fuel and the oxygen. It's a controlled reaction, safer, without spreading the fire. And this leads to an important lesson. Not all fires behave the same way. A fire involving paper behaves differently from a fire involving gasoline. An electrical fire behaves differently from a grease fire. That's why fire classifications exist and why different extinguishers are designed for different types of fire. Using the wrong method can make a small fire much worse. In the case of burning oil, water is exactly the wrong method. So, let's recap in simple terms. Oil heats up to very high temperatures. Water is heavier and sinks beneath the oil. When it touches the superheated surface, it instantly turns into steam. Steam expands violently, and that expansion blasts burning oil in every direction. Result? A fireball. Understanding this can prevent serious accidents in your own home. Knowledge saves lives, especially when it comes to fire. If you learned something new today, share this video. It may seem like simple information, but in a moment of panic, the right knowledge makes all the difference. Here at Illustrated Firefighter, the goal is simple. Explain what really happens behind emergencies in a clear way, in a visual way, in a way anyone can understand. Because when you understand fire, you react to it better. See you in the next episode.